It's obviously the second game in a row with some fourth quarter struggles at the start. Obviously, you made the comeback toward the end of it. What did you see that went wrong then, and even prior to that in the second half, where did things kind of go wrong?
Yeah, just not getting to our space and moving the basketball.
What do you have to do to clean that up?
Space and move the basketball.
When you made the comeback, what changed at the end of the fourth quarter?
We picked up our defensive pressure, forced them into some turnovers, and then we got to our spacing and passed the basketball.
We just spoke outside, but Jaylen is a guy who can kind of get down on himself, particularly after missing the free throws. Do you have a conversation with him?
I love you, Jaylen.
Anything more than that, and anything going forward?
I love you, Jaylen, and I believe in you.
Why was it important to get the ball into his hands, particularly late in the overtime?
We tried to go really fast to get the 2-for-1 and go quick, and knew they probably thought we were going to Tatum, and so he did a great job creating separation and a corner drive for a layup.
Joe, how do you kind of put this game into perspective? You trailed, you came back, you rallied, you had a chance to win, you didn't, missed free throws. Is there something that's you're not liking about how you're playing, or is it just a hard-fought game and you fell short?
It was a hard-fought game for the most of it, but, we have to – great teams know why they're good and why they're good all the time. And so we just can't take possessions or time in the game for granted, and I didn't think we played consistently the entire game, physical, connected, detailed basketball. When we turned it on, we really did. And so we just have to do that all the time.
Did you consider trapping Brunson and Randall earlier before they got going? I mean, the whole thing is letting guys get going. They got going, and you stopped it. But did you consider doing that earlier?
Yeah, it's funny. We gave up 3 wide-open threes to Quentin Grimes, and he didn't make it. So if he would have made them, what would we have said?
Joe, to that point, how do you kind of pick your poison between those two, the way they play off of each other, Jaylen and Julius? What kind of balance are you striking in terms of how you guard them?
I thought we had the relative right balance. I didn't think it was our defense. I thought our offense put us in tough spots in transition in that end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter where we had 22 points off turnovers. And so you can't guard turnovers, and you can't guard missed layups at the rim. And so we had multiple possessions at the end of the third, beginning of the fourth, where we turned it over, and a missed layup, a wrong read at the rim is detrimental as a turnover. And then so they were able to get out in transition. So it's deciphering what's hurting us in the half court and what's hurting us as a team. And so our offense put us in a tough spot in transition defense, to which they were able to get going. Once we got them in the half court, we were able to be more physical in individual defense, send an extra defender, rotate, limit them to one shot, get a stop, get out, get spaced, and make the right play.
You've talked about those rim reads recently. Obviously, you guys were great at that early in the year. Where are you seeing guys kind of slip up with decisions at the rim?
We're still relatively good at it. We just have to be consistent with it, and you have to understand how those manage the game. And especially with their second unit, and the Knicks' second unit is fast and they're good, and they're quick and they can score. And so if you don't make the right read, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your defense. And so that's exactly what happened.
Joe, what you just said about knowing what it takes to be good and being that.
I meant to say knowing why we're good in moments of the game. So it's deciphering what allowed us to come back and what got us into that point. So we are good. It's just
right,
deciphering that. Yeah.
Right. But what it takes to make you that good all the time.
Yeah.
It seems like you're consistently talking about to us, to the team, this is who you've got to be all the time, which means that they're not that all the time. How do you get them? How do they get to be that all the time?
Just not getting bored with the simple plays, just doing the little things that work all the time. And sometimes that can be really hard over a long course of a season. And you just can't get bored doing those things. They're very, very simple. And the most simplest things breed the most, rewards on both ends. And so you just can't get bored with doing simple things.
Is this kind of the time of year where it's easier to get bored, and how do you combat that?
I don't know. I don't think it's the time of year because we just won 9 in a row, and then we went through some adversity with injuries, and then we just didn't play well tonight. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just a matter of, being good and being a great team is really, really hard. And you just have to work at it every single day, and you just got to do the small, boring things all the time.
Since you've had so many guys in and out of the lineup, do you think that that inconsistency has created some, I guess you lost a little bit of that chemistry of knowing the spacing and guys making the rim reads, knowing exactly where all their kick-out lanes are?
No. corners have been there for 100 years. The corners will always be the corners. The slot will always be the slot. The paint's always been colored a different color than the other side of the paint.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.